We're trying to time up with a big pack.
I may throttle up here so we can pick up the Dillons.
It's gonna be a heater.
And he's gone.
I didn't realize we caught them.
Okay.
Swap Motorsports is now a terrorist organization.
Now? You act like this is new.
I'm about to say, I'm pretty sure it's been a while.
Pretty much since the inception.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with that.
No, it's fine.
Sir! I'm gonna smack you.
Come back here.
No, you cow.
Can you three speed it up?
No!
Hey, you're not my dad.
Hit me. Holy shit, he did it.
That's what I call a bulk.
Right when I went 3 wide, my game froze for like a split second. I was down.
Hey, Alan, can you hear me?
Yeah. My heart stopped.
Hey, man, I don't know what happened back there. I went back and watched the replay. If I came up, I'm sorry, bud.
I have no idea. Probably was too early for a 3 wide anyway, but it's all good. We still finished.
Alright, boys, you ready to go live?
Hmm.
Alright, let's do a test here.
I'm sorry, Matt Rod. I just disconnected and reconnected and forgot to adjust my ratio, so I'm a little off. I apologize.
Okay, I didn't know if like it was Lethal Weapon 2 or just Weapon.
No, it's just I'm still on like fucking 10-to-1 ratio. That's terrifying.
Hi, Ryan.
No!
Oh, no.
How you boys doing?
I think they're doing a broadcast, Jimmy.
Oh,
Hit me, Potter.
well,
hit me.
damn. I'll have to
Oh my
jump on
God,
later
I saw
then.
you standing next to Michael Jordan on
Timothy.
that Netflix show.
Who is this?
This is Brad. What you doing, buddy?
I'm riding a bus right now. What are you doing?
Sweet.
Huh?
Head up, head up, head up.
I didn't mean to door you, DJ.
Check. Check,
Trying to
check.
dial it in.
Somebody get the ambulance. The 18 is dead.
Check.
That was a nasty wreck.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, apologize for the rusty start there. It's been a couple years since we've been on the broadcast here. We're getting ready to roll here with duel number 2. I'm Kendall Kerr. I'm joined alongside with Alan Kunman and Scott Zellner in the booth, surrounded by champions. Just got out of the race car. And man, what do you guys have to say about the racing action here in the Xfinity car here tonight?
It is very hard to pass.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Alan on that one. It's pretty hard to pass. I will say that it's really hard to get an advantage too. Seemed like when we were too wide, pack racing, there was no singular advantage that anybody could pinpoint. But they always say that there's there's a crazy duel and one tame duel. So hopefully we were in the crazy one, and we'll see a good race here.
Yeah, it's interesting that there's so many more cars in this one. It was just a randomly generated duel, and just unfortunately had a lot of attendance issues in duel 1. I know a couple of people were out sick, and then there was another one coaching basketball, and just kind of worked out that we had 13 in one and 19 in the other. But that'll be a better show for us to put on, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, we ran the Gen 4 cars last season, season 16 for Highline Racing League, and it seemed like there was a lot of instability, especially if you got close to the cars around you. But tonight we should see some really tight pack racing with the Xfinity car. You can give a good shove to the guy in front of you. Just got to be careful with your engine. Your water temps, as I've learned the hard way in duel number 1, blew it up about halfway through. So a lot of storylines to keep an eye on as we roll through duel number 2.
Yeah, that was interesting. Tell us about that, exactly what you saw as the boys are out there qualifying right now.
Yeah, I was hooked up with my teammate Scott Wheeler on the high side, and I did get a warning one time that the engine was running warm, but cooled it down and was running the bottom of the racetrack about 3 or 4 laps later. And as soon as it got to the area where it gave me a warning the first time, blew right up. No warning as we were going into turn 3. So that was pretty scary, and honestly, we're glad that it happened in the duels instead of when we pay out the big points.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, usually they have a lot more warning than that, and you can get them read quite a few times. So it's a good lesson to learn tonight rather than next Thursday for sure. Well, it looks like these boys are just finishing up qualifying, so we'll go ahead and run the starting grid music and go through it here. And just bear with me, I'm a little bit rusty, so. Looks like starting on the pole is going to be Matthew Rodriguez. Starting second is going to be J.R. Houston. Third's going to be Chad Winstead. Alongside him is going to be Dylan Wedgwood in the 98 car. Starting fifth is going to be Dylan Poteen, and alongside him is a former champion, Casey Heschel. Lucas Lodato is going to start seventh with Justin Gibbs to his outside, and our league's founder, Toby Wedgwood, is going to roll off ninth. Corey Blevins is going to start 10th with Ty Smith 11th, Jacob Holm 12th. Ryan Potter is going to roll off 14th, Dylan Body 15th. Adam Bossy is going to start 16th with Tyler Hampton starting 17th. All right, looks like they didn't grid up just yet, so still looking at an empty racetrack here when I was trying to show off the paint scheme, so we'll go through them once they do grid. So who do you guys look to potentially win this thing?
I'm going to have my eye on Caleb Morrissey. Kendall, you and I were talking about it earlier. He's always strong at these super speedway tracks, so I'm going to keep my eye on him throughout these 35 laps.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Take my teammate. Throw me on the spot there. You know what? I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark horse pick, I feel like, in this one. I'm going to go with Dylan Body in the 26 car. It seems like he's consistently running the super speedway tracks with us. And I feel like he's aggressive, and he's going to bring home the steering wheel, or he's going to bring home the trophy.
I'm going to say Ty Smith takes home the duel tonight with help from DJ Stagner. Those guys long-term teammates. DJ has won a couple duels, at least one before, and I know that Ty's a super plate racer, so that's my pick to win tonight, Ty Smith.
Everybody can mark it down that we just cursed all of those guys that we just mentioned.
No kidding. Definitely wanted to give a special shout out to Westlake Royal Building Products for jumping on board to sponsor our season this season. I know next week, once we switch back over to FTN, we'll have different commercials and things airing, and it'll be exciting to see what Westlake Royal thinks of the season and the broadcast, and I think they'll be in for a treat. So here's a kind of a preview of some of these paint schemes here for you. Looking at
Those of you who watched Duel 1,
DJ Stagner. Right beside him is Matthew Rodriguez in that 51 car.
Halfway decent.
Yeah, it was a little fly, but it wasn't that bad. It was fine. It wasn't great audio to begin with. I don't have a program I shoot this now.
I tried to lead into this the best I could, but it was too good not to pass up on.
No, yeah, you did great.
I think you and I should both expect a royalty check from Holden Wieners.
At least a bottle of Louisiana hot sauce.
Or a fresh made wiener.
Hang on a second, boys. I got to turn off the radio chat. It apparently reset in between sessions, so it's full of all kinds of surprises on this broadcast here tonight.
Yeah, just muted mine.
So it looks like Matt Rod's going to go with the old Kevin LePage CLR car. We got Ragin' Cajun airboat tours on DJ Stagner's machine, and then a couple beautiful paint schemes behind him between JR's Bubba Wallace tribute there, Chad Winstead, and that 60 car.
Wheel crank.
Sorry.
Got the 98 Dylan Wedgwood, side hymns Dylan Poteet. Lucas Lodato in the Cincy Light car. So look at Toby Wedgwood, Jack Daniels machine. Casey's rocking the Flow Racing car. A couple more back there. We got Justin Gibbs in the Unida Brewing, Corey Blevins. These boys are getting ready to roll off here. I can remember that the camera packs weren't always the greatest here at Daytona and Talladega, so try and do our best to get everything captured here for you. Got what, 19 cars? 19 cars in this duel. Pace car coming through 3 and 4. Don't have to wait quite as long as Talladega. These boys are going to be ready here for 35 laps of action. Pace car's down. They enter the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out. Duel number 2 is underway here at Daytona. Looks like the inside line gets a pretty solid jump. On the outside line, trying to get some momentum built there with Chad Winstead shoving Matthew Rodriguez into turn number 1.
DJ Stagner's going to JR Houston pushing him. He's tight on him too. Looks like further back.
It looks like the high side is the right side going down these long back straightaway at Daytona. As the outside gets the advantage, but as they go through 3 and 4, you'll see the bottom will slowly creep up and make it more of a drag race as they head up into the 14.
And back down towards the line, the outside line is prevailing. It's Matt Rodriguez who's going to lead lap number 1 with help from Chad Winstead. DJ Stagner leading on the bottom line, trying to pull JR Houston.
Outside line's filling back up pretty good. Looks like they're the strongest line so far. You got Matt Rod. The bottom's starting to come back a little bit. They'll be side by side down the bottom lane, starting to tighten back up. Here comes Chad Winstead. He's pushing that 51 out to the lead.
They go through 3 and 4. Everybody's kind of feeling each other out. As I say, that DJ Stagner brings it even as they head to the line.
Yep, side by side, complete lap number 2. Give that one, I think, to Stagner. It's too close to call there. There's still 2x2 throughout the field, and we really hadn't seen anybody totally pull off and just try to wait for things to develop.
You know, looking back here at the back of the pack, looks like Caleb was backed off a little bit. Probably a smart move, but he's hanging on just enough to keep that draft. Just trying to get a clear track and make sure we don't get caught up in any wrecks here early in the race.
Yeah, Caleb known for using the four-horseman racing strategy of riding around in the back.
Across the line, DJ Stagner's going to lead lap number 3. JR Houston staying glued to the rear end of that 64 car. And Dylan Wedgwood's worked his way up into 3rd in line on that bottom line too.
Yeah, Dylan's working steady there ever since the drop of the green flag. The outside lane is coming back with another run here on the backstretch. It seems like happens every lap. You can get the momentum coming off of turn 2 and just carry it down in the turn 3. But then through the middle of 3 and 4, the inside just comes right back and takes that lead back.
Yeah, it's due to this high banking that you see here at Daytona and at Talladega. You get a nice little run as you come down the hill.
And coming across the line, I'm going to jump on board right now with Casey Heschel. He's the one that's been able to gain the most positions, I think, throughout the race so far. So here's the view out the 49 right now as the inside line kind of starts prevailing into 1 and 2.
Both lanes seem to be pretty even. You got 2 cars bumper to bumper, and then you have a gap, and you got 2 cars bumper to bumper. It seems that way in both lanes right now. So that's why these guys are still side by side. Nobody can really seem to get an advantage.
Yeah, and of course, like me and you talked during the race, you don't want to be the guy that causes the wreck, 3-4 laps into a duel like this, but we really struggled once we had to try and make it 3 wide. There was a couple people that had, say, internet issues. They were kind of glitching around a little bit, and it was really difficult to get around them.
Yeah, it's tough. Whether you have internet issues or you have somebody near you with issues, it's tough on a super speedway like this. Because it's a game eventually. You're running so close. As you
Whoa, we see, yeah.
Ladado there to Dylan Wedgwood.
And in the meantime, JR has actually shot out to the lead. He moved to the top lane. I think it maybe happened whenever we were riding on board with Casey Heschel there, but the 20 cars out front.
Yeah, did a really nice move there. He saw that the outside line had some momentum coming down the backstretch. He shot up and he took advantage of it. It seems like the outside line, as long as you can get it in with the guys bumper to bumper, it seems like the outside might be the way to go, at least here early on.
The only trouble with the outside is you have no escape route if there's trouble. I was trying to see where Ty Smith was, but I hadn't seen him climb into the picture yet as we see the inside line. DJ Stagner pulling back out front, and now JR Houston getting a huge shove from Matt Rodriguez.
It seems like we have a couple agendas going on in this race. You know, the first 10 or 12 guys are side by side, nose to tail. And then we have a couple guys that are strung out in the back. You know, they're keeping within that 1 second buffer to keep the draft, but they want to, you know, mind their P's and Q's at this point.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to mention is, at least in practice, we were really trying to test the boundaries of these cars. It seemed like there's been some sort of update since the last time we ran Xfinity cars, and they seem much more stable to give and receive pushes than they used to be when we ran these cars a few seasons ago. Did you notice that, Scott? See,
Yeah,
Winstead looking for 3 wide.
Yeah, it looks like Matt Rodriguez is going to get jumped out here. But yeah, I tend to agree with you on that one. It seemed like they were very stable. As long as you could keep the bumpers matched up, you know, you were all right. But it's hard when people get a little squirrely coming out of the corner.
Well, these boys aren't messing around anymore. Yeah, 3 wide across the tri-oval. We got J.R. Houston all by himself as Lucas Lodato is trying to thread his way through the middle. Teammate Chad Winstead's going to go with him. And now Dylan Poteet going through the middle, and J.R. is hung out to dry.
So we know we saw this in the first duel, guys, but, and this is a short race, only 35 laps, but is it too early for 3 wide right now?
I don't think so, especially, I mean, they got more cars, and I had a terrible qualifying run, and I don't think I got past 6th the whole race. It was really, really hard to get up there, so, you know, it's a short race, and if you think you're going to wait till 10 to go and get all the way up there, I don't think it's going to happen. Lucas Lodato is going to lead that one with Chad Winstead shoving him, and they're both going to pull to the bottom and leave Dylan Poteet as the leader of the outside lane.
Poteet, he's always strong at these super speedway races also. He seems to have a real knack for him, so as long as him and up as the 64 goes to the top, outside lane's coming back for the lead.
It seems like every time we've seen a pass for the lead, it's been someone shooting up from the bottom lane to the top. It just seems like they get that huge wave of momentum. Wow. Too.
Yeah, Tyler Rush made a really good move. I thought was going to maybe win him the race in duel number 1. I jumped into spotter mode for Allen and just kind of watching the runs come. And I think you might be right, Scott. That's definitely a move to keep an eye on, and we'll see if somebody can take advantage of it if they have the room for it at the end of this thing.
Well, so far 10 laps in, they've made it further than we did in duel 1. So
with 6 more cars.
We'll see how much longer they can go before we get a yellow, if we get a yellow. So
yeah, hopefully we don't. Still side by side into 3 and 4. It's Dylan Poteet leading the outside line. DJ Stagner leading the inside line. And we've seen Lucas Lodato be very aggressive. We've seen J.R. Houston show quite a bit of speed. And Matt Rodriguez is climbing back into the front frame.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys clip that apron on the bottom lane going into turn 3. And y'all know, the first duel we were in, once you're packed in right up on somebody, you can't see anything. So it's so hard to judge when you're coming to the corner and when to start turning. A lot of times it seems like you're turning a little too early and you'll clip that apron. Sometimes it can cause a big one.
Yep, here's the view of Lucas Lodato right now. He's trying to take a glance for that yellow line. There's no way he can see through the 64 car DJ Stagner going into the turn there. It's definitely tough sledding sometimes.
Yeah, at least what seems really comfortable for me is I tried to line up my vision with the TV camera, or where they put the wrench in to make a wedge adjustment. That seemed to be, you know, pretty stable when you gave somebody a push, but as you saw with that onboard shot, it's almost impossible to see where you're going.
Seemed like Casey's really shoving that 31 car, and I'm wondering if he's aware of how easy you were able to blow that motor up.
He is. He was pushing them all the way through turn 2 and all the way down the backstretch here. He's backed off a little bit now. DJ and Poteet, they're side by side going in, but that bottom lane's going to prevail and DJ's going to pull back out to the front.
And honestly, right now things have kind of settled down a little bit. It might be a time to try to make a move if you're one of the guys hanging out back there.
I would, for sure, especially if I'm 12th, 13th on back, I would jump up in that outside and see if they didn't gain a spot or two. As you see Dylan Body do just that.
Yep, Dylan running the Haviland car tonight. I know one of his favorite paint schemes growing up was the Haviland car that Ricky Rudd used to drive, but this one a little bit different. As always, good looking paint coming from the body shop.
Going through turn 1 and 2, Dylan Poteet and KC fell back to 5th and 6th place, and they had a huge run down the back, and now Poteet's back out to the lead just like that. The runs here are massive when you get them.
And now we see Casey Heschel looking to the outside, not sure if he needs to cool the car off or he's actually trying to make that move, but I know JR and him are good friends, and I imagine the 20 will probably go with him.
Yeah, Kendall, it kind of looked like he was trying to get some air. He was probably overheating, and he was there to make the move, but he's just going to fall back in line behind the 31.
You see a move for the lead being made by the QCR teammates. Lucas Lodato is going to drag Chad Winstead with him into the top lane and put the 7 back to the lead as they now go back to the bottom.
It's always nice to have your teammates there with JR Houston giving Casey head. And you saw Chad, putting his bumper to Lucas, and away they went.
Okay, so now if you've rode around in the back, when are you starting to push the panic button of, oh, these guys aren't wrecking, and I'm stuck in 17th right now?
I think once we hit lap 20, you're only going to have 15 to go, and you have to at least start thinking about what kind of moves you're going to make to get yourself up to the front, and then try to go for the win.
You see Adam Bossy using the very top of the racetrack right now. Got absolutely nobody with him though.
Yeah, I think if I'm behind the wheel and I'm one of those guys riding around, I'm in the same camp as Alan. I'd say about lap 20, 25. You gotta go. You gotta make something happen.
Yeah, it's just the way this package is. It takes forever to gain any ground. You can get a run easy, but especially if you're on the outside lane, it just takes forever to gain one position on anybody. So you have to plan ahead for sure.
And it's definitely different than Talladega, where there's almost an extra lane. See now Casey's looking to the outside. Oh, that was a little tight there. Poteet trying to figure out whether to drop down or stay up there. He's going to stay up there for the time being. 31 car still leading off turn 4.
Poteet's going to lead him down to the stripe here. I think that's going to be his first lap led tonight. It's a head scratcher. We saw it in Duel 1 when the guys on the outside, the leader of the outside lane would clear the bottom. A lot of the times they didn't drop down, and it's a head scratcher. The bottom just has the runs most of the time, so you secure the lead for sure.
And you don't have to worry about anybody making a 3 wide on you. You're on the bottom. You're not worried about somebody squeezing you.
Yeah, the bottom's advantage is you can miss the wrecks. You got a place to go, but the disadvantage of the bottom is sometimes you get trapped in there and there's nothing you can do but just ride. Still side by side for the lead. Lucas Lodato on the bottom. Dylan Poteet on the outside. Nobody venturing up to the 3rd lane up front just yet. Race is halfway.
Yep, they'll be side by side down the back. 2, 4, and 6. That is the positions on the outside there.
Look at Adam Bossy up there. He's got help now. So now things are going to get interesting, boys.
It's going to be real tight here.
Oh, body's in the wall.
Bodies in the wall.
We don't have that Gen 4 get stuck to it, though, as Poteet's out of shape. He saves it. They're wrecking. And a huge crash. JR backwards. We saw Casey Heschel get turned.
Dylan Wedgwood, Dylan Body, Ty Smith, it looked like.
We gotta go all the way around.
Matthew Rodriguez. I took out a lot of good cars.
Yeah, we'd almost be better saying who wasn't in that wreck.
Looked like Chad Winstead maybe got the worst of that. See smoke billowing out the back of the Valvoline Hot Wheels machine, or Winstead photo machine, I'm sorry.
Sorry, man. I was trying to slide it around so it's not too carbon limited.
Ugh, unfortunate incident there. We'll see if we can get you a replay on this.
Yeah, can I get a meatball cleared? I'm already towing, so I just...
Yeah, if you can, it looks like we have you know, a little bit of net code between JR and Chad. It's just really unfortunate. Nothing really you can do there.
Exit or entrance.
Yeah, so let's go here. We'll go TV1. This thing kind of all started when 26 got up in the fence, and it kind of shuffled up the entire running. Oh, that's where it was. It was Poteet, the bump on Poteet. And probably all it took was one person maybe letting out of the throttle.
Corey Levins.
And then...
Yeah, he got really sideways, really squirrely, and I guess that checked up KC, and then JR was just trying to avoid.
Here's on board with JR right here. I'm curious to see if he lifts. When 31 gets loose. No, I think you're right. It was more of a net code deal. Unfortunate, because it took out a lot of the front runners. They were fast guys.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Adam Bossy with a lot of damage, missing the whole nose. I see DJ Stagner's missing his TV panel, so a lot of good cars got
flying in at 150 mile an hour while we were all checked up
yeah,
behind the base bar.
unfortunately, that's the risk you take when you're running in the
Yeah,
sim.
it's my fault. I'm sorry.
You can't be perfect down in the real world. Sometimes you get small instances in that code like that, or just shot Chad back up across the track.
Well, let's see if we can get a word in with Chad. I'm sure he's not going to be thrilled, but let's see if he's still in here. And Chad, I know you really fast car, beautiful looking paint scheme. Walk us through that one from your vantage point.
Yeah, I was just giving Lucas everything that I had back there, trying to keep him in front, and next thing I know, I was looking at the wall. So not exactly sure what happened. Kind of felt like I got right rear hooked. I don't know if the 20 car came down on me or what, but either way, I'm done for the night. My engine's cooked. So tough luck at Daytona. I've had pretty bad luck at super speedways in this league so far. So.
Yeah, y'all did a great job keeping the race green for a long time with a lot more cars, and it looked like you maybe were the best pusher out there. It seemed like at will you could shove the 7 out to the lead. Did you learn anything that you can take to next Thursday?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not going to be completely mad about starting in the back and maybe hanging out for a little bit while some chaos happens, but definitely learned a little bit about pushing and the limits of the car. There was a couple of times there where water temp was getting up there, and I kept thinking back about the one car in the previous heat. So just being mindful of that and figuring out where I could push, where I couldn't, coming out of the turn and whatnot. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. As long as I can stay out of a wreck next Thursday, I'll be all right.
Well, Chad, we'll let you get back to your team. Appreciate you giving an interview. I know it's tough circumstances, but good luck next Thursday, and I think you got a lot to be proud of out here tonight. You're one of the absolute best pushers.
Yeah, thanks, Kendall. Thank you, guys. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we have a good finish here to this one.
That's Chad Winstead, Queen City Racing. Tough break here tonight. Nothing you can do, just wrong place, wrong time. See, the guys are now choosing.
Lots of more numbers, but that strategy of hanging in the back, you know, might have just cashed in.
Yep, you look at guys, Caleb Morrissey's now up there into the picture. Toby Wedgwood, I think Tyler Hampton hung out back there for most of the race, Ty Smith, and there they are in the picture.
Bennett was 19th before that caution, and hanging out back there worked out for him. Moved him up to 5th. He took the outside on this on the choose cone here, so that's gonna put him 6th. But he's right where he wants to be right now with a little over 10 laps to go.
So the running order as they get ready to go to green here, they're going to be coming down and have, I believe, 11 laps to go. It's Lucas Lodato out front. Corey Blevins worked his way up into 2nd. Justin Gibbs is 3rd. Ryan Potter 4th. Caleb Morrissey 5th. Ty Smith 6th. It looks like Dylan Poteet maybe pit for some fresh tires. He's 7th.
Yeah, it looks like we whittled this field of 19 cars down to about 11 or 12. Seeing a few stragglers catching up to the field here before the restart.
Yeah, I'm not sure how bad the 49's tore up. His car looks pretty decent. JR's doesn't look too bad either. This pace car getting ready to pull down. Couple red and white cars come across the Geico restart zone. Good jump for the inside lane. In fact, Lucas got a super jump. That might end up hurting him.
Yeah, it was almost too good.
Yeah, you don't want to get out too far here at Daytona because they will come back to you in a hurry. You will be a sitting duck.
See, Corey Blevins getting a big push from Ryan Potter. That inside line still not formed up. Now that Justin Gibbs finally to the rear end there of Lucas Lodato.
I'll be curious to see now, we just had a wreck, took out a lot of good cars. Do we see the boys here for a couple laps, or do we go right back to everybody bumping them on?
It's go time now. Corey Blevins going to take the lead. He brought the 24 car down to the inside line. That's going to leave Ryan Potter leading the outside. The top 3 in the outside, Potter, Morrissey, and Toby Wedgwood. And he's dragging along Casey Heschel, whose car doesn't seem to be too bad off.
Yeah, the outside lane might not have a number of cars, but Potter's got good help behind him with Caleb and Toby and even Casey.
And Lucas Lodato is trying to figure out a way around that 24 car. He spun him. Oh, and that took the whole entire, and Toby gets drilled. Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy.
Ryan, I took your strategy. We almost.
And anytime the leader gets spun, you know there's going to be a ton of cars in it. And it looked like Caleb Morrissey got the worst of that one, and that is so frustrating when you ride around all back in the back and then still get taken out.
Yeah, it's hard to say what really happened there. I mean, the 7 was square on the 24's bumper, but it's hard to push somebody and keep it straight through the corners here at Daytona. So that's what started the whole thing.
Yep. Here's a view at the replay from a different angle. See from the bottom, the 7 right there just tags the 24 and then goes up the track. Virtually the whole entire outside line gets taken out in that. And man, that TV package camera, not the best on that. Here's a TV2. Tell you one more view that'll be worth watching is Justin Gibbs. I'm not sure how he got through this, but he did. Let's go on board with the 93 here and see what he saw. Right place, right time for him. So that's going to leave us with just a few laps left in this thing. Lucas Lodato is still out front.
He actually just came down pit road and have Justin Gibbs here.
Interesting. I guess he maybe got some damage in that thing too in the rear end there.
Yeah, it looks like we had 5 guys stay out. We have Justin Gibbs, Ty Smith, Dylan Poteet, Toby Wedgwood, and DJ Stagner. Who
Let's
actually
pull,
wasn't caught up to the field at that last restart, but now he gets a redo.
Let's pull Ty Smith up here, see if we can get a word with him. I'll let you guys take it. He's up here.
Ty Smith, Alan, Scott, and Kendall up here in the booth. How's it going?
Oh man, it's going pretty well. I might have to change my underwear here shortly, but
So, tell us, you look like you're riding around in the back a little bit early in the race. Now you got yourself up here in second. What are you thinking here, coming down to the end of this race?
I don't know here. Just hopefully try not to get wrecked. I have really no experience here with the package. It just feels loose in the pack. I'm scared I'm gonna wreck, but I mean, I'm just gonna go to the top here. And hopefully Dylan goes with me and see what happens. But just, whatever happens here.
Well, I know you'll have some good help behind you with Poteet, Toby, and DJ. So just keep it together and try to bring it home, and we'll talk to you after the race.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
All right, that's Ty Smith. We'll get him back in Swamp Motorsports, this team. He's done a nice job. The Bass Pro Shops Camaro. He usually does on these plate races.
Yeah, I know he said he doesn't have a lot of experience with this new package, but the guy's got a lot of experience at this type of racing, and he is really good.
He is.
So I'll be keeping my eye on him coming down to the end of this thing.
I gotta give a shout out to Justin Gibbs, the 93 car. Man, he's been a long time member of this league. Nice to see him having some success out there, getting the Unit of Brewing machine out front.
Yeah, I know if Justin can hang on and win this, that'd be a big confidence booster for him going into the season opener here in a couple weeks. He's been racing with us for a long time, and he's a good guy, good racer, clean racer.
Yep,
So I think,
he's kind of got that Brad Kress luck. But he won the Rolex 2.4 race we ran last year, so that's the biggest thing that he probably hang his hat on in this league right now. That's a tough race to win.
Yeah, and podium finish at the season opener for season 16 here at Daytona. Finished third.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
The restrictor plate guys know what to do, and typically, just like real life, you'll see the same guys up here towards the end of them. Nice to see the 52 in the screenshot too.
Yeah, Toby got drilled twice under that last caution, so it's good to see that he's out here still running.
Did he actually pit for repairs? I know the right front looks a little crinkled there.
I didn't see if he did. It looks like he did. Yeah, he did come down pit
Yeah,
road,
yeah,
so
he did come down.
hopefully he got all that patched up.
Well, I think when we go green here, we're going to be looking at 6 or 7 laps to go. We'll see once the caution goes off the scoreboard at the top there, but it's definitely go time. We see Tyler Hampton in the 5. He hadn't said his name a whole lot tonight. Of course, he had the big win in the Gen 4 series, dueling it out with 2-time champ Scott Zellner.
Yeah, he's going to be one to watch this year. I feel like not.
I think you're
necessarily
right.
only
I think you're
he's
right.
going to be a threat.
Pace car pulls off. They hit the Geico restart zone, and the green flag is out. Inside line gets the early jump.
Clear black.
Gibbs making sure he's not getting too far out this time. He's going to keep that 5 right on him as they head off down into turn 1.
Now all of a sudden in the picture we got the 49 of Casey Heschel, the 20 of J.R. Houston. They were heavily involved in that first wreck, but here they are. They've definitely got a shot to win it.
Nice little front pack forming up here with the cars that don't have as significant damage. Should still have a pretty good battle here between these 8 or 9 guys.
And man, everybody just left the bottom line. That's going to be trouble for Justin Gibbs, and Tyler Hampton is now the outside lane's going to have a big run.
You'd have to think that when Casey and JR made that move, they were thinking, all right, if we get stuck on the bottom, we're not going to have any option. So let's go to the top, and then if we have to use the third lane, then we'll use it.
And Ty Smith out to the lead. And now him and Dylan Poteet are going to shoot back down to the bottom. They leave DJ Stagner up top, and Casey leaves his buddy JR Houston up there. I think you have to, and now Dylan Poteet to the outside.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm taking notes for next Thursday. F49 car. Seems to be pretty aggressive with some of the moves he's made, but it's obviously working out for him as he's up here battling for the lead.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more aggressive guys in the league, but you have to be at a place like this. We were just talking about it in our team chat, you know, no team allegiance, you got to drive for yourself, and oftentimes you're probably better off that way. It seems like when we follow team orders, we all get stuck in something, so.
5 fingers in the air from the flag, man. We got 5 to go here at Daytona. Not only is this versus a couple bonus points to open the season, but it's to set the starting lineup for our season opener also. Don't forget that, guys.
So Dylan Poteet still leading on the bottom side. He's got Ty Smith right behind him, Justin Gibbs behind him, and the outside line currently being led right now by Casey Heschel.
I'm gonna stay high for you guys here.
That is 3 really strong cars on that top side. Don't be surprised if they are able to take the lead here on this next lap.
And it looks like Toby, with the damage, wasn't quite able to keep up there as he's lost the lead 7. If it stays green, it's definitely coming down to all these cars in the picture right here.
Big bobble out of Ty Smith right there as they head off into turn 1.
It's go time now, under 5 laps to go. Everybody's nose to tail. Not a whole lot of room between each of these cars.
Yeah, you gotta wonder what Poteet is thinking right now. Does he stay where he's at, knowing that the bottom is always going to come out front, or does he try, or does he block both lanes?
Oh, they're wrecking again. Oh, Stagner involved, Casey Heschel involved, and Tyler Hampton involved. And I don't know if the yellow is going to come out. They need to throw it.
I'm really surprised it was not a caution.
Just try to push.
Well, that's leaving 3 cars out front. I'm shocked they didn't throw the yellow there. I had to throw the yellow manually when you blew up and it split up the field.
Yeah, I tried to get out of the way, but
That's
we were
no
going
warning.
in the 3. Yeah.
I guess they are going to race this one out. And with 3 cars racing it out for the lead, I hate to say it, but Poteet, buddy, I think you're a sitting duck.
Yeah, coming down to 2 to go.
My bad, I was not looking.
And Justin Gibbs might decide this race. Whoever he decides to stick with.
I would not be surprised if they're 3 wide at the finish here. He might not go with anybody.
Yeah, just got to make sure you don't get the car wrecked. Because, I mean, at the end of the night, you know, you just want to come out of here with solid points night with this race. Because really winning it doesn't mean all that much.
Yeah, I think his best bet is going down the backstretch to give himself a little bit of a gap and then get sucked up going into turn 3 and trying to make a move on the outside. But here we come to the white flag.
White flag for Dylan Poteet, Ty Smith, and Justin Gibbs. Those 3 cars are going to decide it here in duel number 2 at Daytona. As they head off into turn number 1.
Down into turn 1 for the last time. Dylan Poteet, Ty Smith, and Justin Gibbs. Who's it going to be? Who's going to make a move? When are they going to make a move?
I think now's the time to do it. So you see Ty try to pull to the inside. Now he goes to the outside. He's got help from Gibbs.
Ooh, they touch. Going into 3, it looks like Gibbs going to try to go to the outside.
And put Ty Smith out front. Poteet's got nowhere to go. Coming down to the line. Ty Smith leading on the bottom. Gibbs outside. It's going to be Ty Smith winning duel number 2. Dylan Poteet 2nd. And Justin Gibbs 3rd.
Good job, guys. That was fun.
And I can proudly say I did not give the broadcaster's curse out tonight. Nice job.
I'm a little surprised that they stayed as close together as they did, and nobody tried to form a little bit of a gap.
You
to
only
try to get a
push,
little bit of that extra, suck up. with the draft here on iRacing.
You got it, man.
Yeah, it's tough break for those guys that were running like 4th through 9th, because I think a few of them had to get out of the gas, and then obviously a couple of them were involved in that wreck. But it's a good break for the top 3 in front. It's going to be a solid start to the year. 10, 9, and 8 bonus points there. We'll see if Ty burns it down here. The whiteout camo version of the Black Rifle and Bass Pro Shops car.
But I appreciate it being as fun and aggressive as it was.
Swamp Boys joining him on the front stretch.
Yeah, well, congratulations from DJ and Potter. Now let's bring him up here. Well, Ty, you did it.
Yeah, man. that was fun.
Yeah, were you surprised the yellow didn't come out there when you saw the 49 and 20 spinning?
Yeah, that was crazy. I thought the yellow was going to definitely come out. I didn't expect to be a 3-car race, but I mean, luckily it worked out. I was just trying to time my move right. I didn't want to make it too late. I didn't want to make it too early, and I gotta thank Justin Gibbs for sure for giving me that push, and Dylan Poteet too. They both always race clean, and really much respect to those two guys.
So is there anything that you picked up on tonight that you might be able to use for next Thursday in the big race?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's typical. It's the same kind of plate racing, but I mean, I definitely feel a little bit better in the pack. I mean, it's been a while since I've raced this car, but I definitely feel a little comfortable in the pack here. I did a league race about 2 weeks ago in the car, and I got wrecked out early, so I didn't get much experience. But I mean, tonight definitely helped a little bit. I mean, I played it safe early and was just kind of able to work our way through the field once everyone kind of crashed. But yeah, I mean, can always take away some stuff, but it's still end of the day going to be plate racing. But
Well, congrats on the win. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
I just want to thank Swamp Motorsports, Connor Holden, DJ Stagner, Ryan Potter, and shout out to Holden Wieners and Smith Tank and Steel, and Justin Gibbs and Dylan Poteet and Dylan Body for making the scheme and everything he does for the league and everything y'all do for the league. And I'm happy to be back and can't wait for next Thursday.
Yep, well, you guys put on a whale of a show. Congrats on the win, and hopefully you can use this momentum and have another strong run next Thursday.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
All right, that's your winner tonight for duel number 2. It's Ty Smith and the whiteout Bass Pro Shops Black Rifle coffee machine. We'll get him back down with Swamp Motorsports. And guys, any final thoughts on just the duels as a whole here tonight?
They were it's good to get back together with the boys for sure. Knock off the rust. I know it's been 3 seasons now since we've raced the Xfinity car. So I'm happy to be back in it. It's the season opener at Daytona is going to be tough. Tough to get runs, to make passes. We're just going to have to race it out to the best of our ability. And I hope everybody has a great season, and we will catch y'all later.
Yeah, so oh, go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
Yeah, I think when we get everybody together on this type of restrictor plate racing, we're gonna have to, mind our P's and Q's, get through at least the halfway point in the first race. It seems like a lot of carnage up front, taking out a lot of cars. So hopefully we have a nice full field when we get to race it out at the end of the race. Learned a lot about who's a good pusher, who's not. So hopefully we're taking notes. We'll hopefully try to work with some of those guys. But
yeah, I'm definitely anticipating almost 35 cars, and we had 32 tonight. we know at least 3 guys that missed tonight that are going to be full time. That's 35 right there. I wouldn't be shocked if we get another late entry or 2, or maybe somebody from the trucks that wants to come and run. I seriously think we'll have 36 to 38 cars next week.
Yeah, I think when we get that number of people in the league, the points, they're a huge deal, and you can't win the championship in the first week, but you can certainly stumble out of the gate and hurt yourself later on. So, hopefully, at least from my perspective, my team, hopefully we're not going back to the shop with 4 torn up race cars like we are this week.
Yeah, I hear you there. Well, let's run through the folks that received points in this race here. The final top 10 of this thing. Ty Smith wins it, that 18 car. Dylan Poteet's going to finish second. Justin Gibbs rounds out the podium. JR was able to coast it home, finish 4th in the number 20. Toby Wedgwood starts the season off with 6 bonus points, finishing 5th. Ryan Potter finished 6th. Lucas Lodato 7th. He was very strong early. How about Adam Bossy? He finishes 8th with no front end. That's some stick-to-itiveness there. Corey Blevins finishes 9th, and Dylan Wedgwood rounds out the top 10, finishing in that spot with car number 98. Well, for everybody here in the booth, for Scott, for Alan, all their championship trophies, and for everybody that helps put this league on, we'll say goodnight for now. Thanks for bearing with us as we were a little rusty here on the broadcast tonight, but the boys put on a heck of a show, and can't wait to turn it back over to FTN and the regular show next week with David and the guys, and we'll see you next Thursday, regular time from Daytona.